Hey guys, Patrick Drury here. I haven't made a Daemon video in a little while, and there's a reason for that. Um, and I kind of want to talk about that today in this video, and what I feel like the Daemon is telling me to do right now and telling me to do next. So I made the first Daemon video in June of 2021, and if you've watched that video, you could see there was a hint of desperation. I was in my late 40s. I'll be turning 50 next month. Yikes. And so I felt lost, and I was looking for guidance as to what I was supposed to be doing. And I had to come upon the concept of the daemon. I was kind of intrigued by that, and so I was like, I'm gonna just kind of dive into this. I'm gonna do it on public and in public, um, and it's been really nice. Quite a few of you have reached out and said, hey, this is a helpful conversation. I'm interested in it, and so a lot of you chime in the comments, and we're able to have the conversation together. Um, but but something has been occurring to me as I've been talking about this, and some of the stuff has solidified as I've been reading the Rebirth of the Hero, which is by Kieran Legreese, and it deals with how Joseph Campbell's hero's journey, how it expresses Carl Jung's idea of individuation, and it's a book that I didn't know, but I've just been looking for a long time. Like it really, it kind of solidifies some things that I've thought myself and wondered about and thought about, and it just kind of it underlines in heavy black ink a lot of the thoughts I've been having. And as you probably know, if you've watched any of these videos, I'm big into Joseph Campbell. I'm big into the hero's journey and Carl Jung's ideas about the self, and how the self emerges, I think have a lot to do with the concept of the daemon. For some reason, what I haven't done is I haven't really applied what I know about the hero's journey to my search for the daemon. And when I say that out loud, I'm just like, how in the world did that happen? I mean, the hero's journey is kind of what has been my focus of learning for the longest time. I've taught it to writers in classes. I've made it kind of the center point of a lot of what I do and think about. And so I'm like, how did those two things never cross over in my mind? And then this morning I was reading a passage from Rebirth of the Hero, and I'd like to read it to you. Legris says, supernatural aid, both within and without, is activated if you take the first step courageously moving forward into your adventure. And so supernatural aid is something referenced when Campbell laid out the hero's journey. When you take the step, when you answer the call to adventure, you get past the refusal of the call, and you take your steps towards crossing the threshold, the universe sends supernatural aid to help you on your quest. And as I'm reading this morning, I'm like, holy crap, that's this concept of the daemon, this supernatural power pulling you towards what you're supposed to do. And so this lays out, just like Campbell and the hero's journey laid out, the way you activate that supernatural aid is by taking the first step on your adventure. And so, as much as I enjoy making these videos about the daemon and talking about them, it kind of represents the status quo in a way. For me, just sitting here and thinking about these thoughts and having this conversation and like really focusing in on the daemon, kind of becomes an obstacle to ever actually encountering the daemon. Like you get lost in the thoughts and the theories of it, and you never take the steps to actually encounter it. And so, what I need to do, what I'm going to do next, what I'm being told to do, I feel by my daemon, is to start the adventure, do the thing, take the step into the uncomfortable place. And then the daemon shows up and says, holy shit, I've been waiting for you to do this. You've been thinking about me and talking about me, but you've never actually reached out for my hand. And the way you reach out for my hand is by doing the thing that feels like the adventure for you. Uh, And so I mentioned in a video a while back that I had done a hypnosis on myself, a self hypnosis to make contact with the daemon, to learn its name. And later that night, I heard in my mind the word Yetse. And I thought at the time, I was like, oh, that sounds Hebrew. And so I looked into it and I tried to figure out the meaning of it. And I never had much success getting at what I was, finding a meaning. And then I think I mentioned I heard an Alan Watts video where Alan Watts said the word and I bolted up and I was like, what? And then he said it meant spirit. And so I've gone on with that kind of understanding for a little while. And then I was driving to work and I was listening to a podcast interview with Stephen Pressfield. And Stephen Pressfield has written some great books. He's written some fiction stuff that I have gotten into, but he wrote a book called The War of Art, and a book called Going Pro, and a book called Do the Work. And those books all kind of point at what the daemon has been telling me, like, you got to do the thing, you have to be active. But in this interview, Stephen Pressfield said Yetse, and he talked about it as this Jewish concept, which made sense because I thought it sounded Hebrew. Of there's this angel, there's this spirit. And he mentioned a passage where this rabbi said on a midrash, there's an angel floating above every blade of grass saying, grow, grow, grow. And I was like, holy crap, that sounds like what I've always imagined this demonic force to be, like this divine force pushing me towards growth, pushing me towards what I wanted to be. And so I did a little bit of searching that way, and kind of came to the place where the word, there's a Yetze Hara, and then Yetze, and I have lost the pronunciation of the second one, but one is like God's plan and one is not God's plan. Yetze Hara is not God's plan. It's when you're doing the thing where you're just like mining the status quo and being safe. But God's plan for you, that word plan was like really like, like there's a plan, there's a thing I'm supposed to be doing. And so reaching all the way back to the video I did on circumambulation, all you can really do is guess what the plan is and then try to do it. And then if you figure out, no, that's not it, then you shift and you tune in a little better and you pivot and you move to another plan. And you if you've been watching my channel for over the last couple of months, you might have seen like the banner and the name changing and stuff. And so that's been, I feel like I'm being called to do something with some of my skills, some of which are writing and some of which are cartooning. I'm a published cartoonist, and that's a thing that's always, I can just get lost doing that. Like I can sit down to draw and just draw for hours. And I early on in life, though, I became convinced like that's not a career path. That's not going to help you be successful. So I just kind of put it aside. But I feel like the daemon is trying to waken me up to that, to just to say, no, that's some of your growth is found in that. So this writing and this drawing, and you need to figure out a way to put them together. And so I've gone through, I'm going to do some video shorts on this. Basically, I've come up with a formula for how to find what the thing is. And so I'm going to do some shorts on those. But basically, this overlooked passion for the hero's journey that's been reinvigorated, plus this recognition of, I have skills around writing and I have skills around drawing. Those things need to go together. And so I may make daemon videos in the future just as things occur to me, and because I know you guys like that conversation. So I'm not saying that conversation is done and I'm never going to be a part of it anymore. But the main focus of this channel is going to change a little bit, and it's going to be me responding to what I am clearly at this point feeling that daemon tell me to do. And so I as I do that, I'll talk about, Why do I think this is the daemon? Why do I feel pulled in this direction? So that will still be a part of the conversation, but I can't sit around and just talk and read and theorize and study about it anymore. I gotta get out there and start doing the shit. And that was the thing I recognized in that first video back in June of 2021. I wasn't sure. I was unsure. I didn't trust if I felt pulled to do a thing. I didn't feel confident to do it. I second guessed. I was like, oh, I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do that. And that was my ego clinging to safety, saying, no, don't. That's don't do that. Stay here and study this. This is safe. Study, or not this, but study the daemon. That's safe. Do that. And so I'm not going to be safe anymore. I've come up with an idea for a thing that I want to create, a thing I have never seen in the world. And if I saw it, I'll just go and say it's something that would be in a bookstore. It's a book. If I saw it in a bookstore, I would grab it and run to the counter and be like, "This, I must have this. I must buy this. Give this to me. I will pay any price." I probably wouldn't say that, but I was like, okay, that doesn't exist. I've never seen it. I have to create it. I have to use my skills around writing and around cartooning, and I have to create this thing, this idea that has presented itself in my head. And I hear that so clearly as my daemon telling me what to do next. And so I hope if you've been interested in this conversation, you'll also be interested in watching me go on this journey, okay? I really, I hope it's, inspirational. Sounds like I think I'm like, this is the movie Rudy or something, but I hope it gives you a little bit of like, oh yeah, okay, well, what's the thing that I wish existed? What's the skills that I have that I'm not using? What are my passions? And then take that to start listening to the way that your daemon is telling you to put those things together. And it may not be an audible voice. It may not even be an internal voice like I heard. It may not feel supernatural at all. It may feel mundane and ordinary and just kind of like blah. But that's the way the supernatural works sometimes. Sometimes it shows up just as everyday life. Stephen Pressfield in The War of Art talks about like his muse, which might be another name for the daemon, shows up when he shows up. His muse, his daemon has to know where to find him. And so he shows up to the same place Monday through Friday to work. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get to work so that the daemon is like, oh, okay, you're here? Great, I'll come there and we'll work on this together. So anyway, that's what my daemon's telling me to do. And so a lot of videos, I'm going to try to be really regular, try it every week with this stuff. These videos are going to be about me following that voice, that call, and doing the thing that I feel like I'm supposed to be here to do, taking a step into my adventure, as Legreese says. I'm really excited about the content. I'm really excited about the thing, the object, the book that I want to create. I've been working on it already, and it feels right. It feels good. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Ask any questions down below, please. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the notification. Is that what YouTube people say? Smash the bell to know when more videos are coming up. But videos are going to be coming up regularly where I just kind of document what I'm doing in this process. This artist, Austin Kleon, has a theory about sharing your work, that if you're creating something, share the process of how it's being created with people. And that's how you kind of draw people into the process with you. And so I would love to have any of you who are watching this in the process with me. And I'm going to go get started.